Welcome to the homestead. We promised you a follow-up video on the Nomad internet. I'm going to refrain from using the language I want to use because I know kids watch this channel, but what a mess. So they have a 7-ish day money-back guarantee. If you have a problem, you're not happy within the first 7 days, you get all your money back. I think it cost us around $130 to buy the router, which is kind of an interesting fact we'll get to in a second. And then there was I don't know, a certain amount of activation fee, and you had to pay your first month up front, so, and shipping. So for somewhere just this side of $400, we got that fancy little router you saw in the video before. We'll put a link down below, and we plugged it in. It seemed to work, but it was always like crashing. And what I mean by that is we would go to connect to the internet on the computer, and it would say we had no internet. The unit had all the right lights on, the Wi-Fi was there, but there was no connectivity to the internet. We found that rebooting it would work and it would come back. So it took us I think 2 days to get it going, and we're about 5 days into it, and I think there was a holiday in there if I remember right. Long story short, on the 6th day, which was a Monday, I was able to get a hold of somebody at Nomad. Now I should also say you can't call these people. There is no phone number. All you can do is live chat with them on the computer. I was able to get a hold of somebody on that Monday on live chat who said, well, yeah, something doesn't seem right. If all your lights are on and blah, 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 we'll pass it on to an engineer, and we expect you to get an answer within 24 to 48 hours. And I said, well, my 7 days ends tomorrow. 24 hours alone is going to put me past 7 days. 48 is going to put me even farther past that. They didn't have an answer for me other than that's all they could do. So fair enough. I screwed up by not calling in a little earlier. I'll own that one. So the engineer sends me an email, and he says you need to go into the settings and you need to change this one setting. Now mind you, this is supposed to come all pre-programmed for me. I'm not supposed to have to do anything. So I changed the setting, and it actually seemed to work pretty reliably for I guess about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And we were about 3 weeks in, and it quit. And I got on the chat again. A nice person on the chat, could do nothing to help me. Again, they said, it's all the lights are on, you've rebooted it, you've done everything we know to do. So they said we will have an engineer reach out to you by email. Now once this happens, the only way you can talk to them is via email, and you'll get an email with the cut and paste of your discussion with the low-level tech on the chat, and they'll make a suggestion. So the engineer took, I want to say, about 48 hours to get back to us, and it went around and around and around. They made some changes. It started to work for about 2 days. It quit working again, and now it took them about 2 days to get back to us the first time, and it quit after about 2 days, and it just never worked. It just never worked reliably. So I got on the chat because we were coming up on, actually we did get billed. That's what triggered me. We got billed again for the second month at $129. And we weren't quite to that point of needing to pay that bill, even though it's an auto bill to your credit card. And remember that one, because we weren't to the end of the 4 weeks. So I got on the chat again, and I expressed my displeasure. I expressed how I felt this was not the right solution for me. It just wasn't working. They kept making excuses. They kept talking about other things, and maybe we should do this. Maybe we should. I said, no, I'm not. I just don't want it. And now, in the meantime, about a week prior to that, I had heard about a company called traveldata.com, and it was about half the price per month. So I had already purchased that. The same kind of deal. You have to pay for the unit. I think it was $120. You have to pay for the first month, which is like 70-ish bucks, and it shows up at your house and you plug it in. Now that had worked flawlessly for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. They both use T-Mobile, so I know it's not a coverage issue, right? So I tell the nice person in the chat window that I just want to be done with it. I want to cancel my service. I don't want to give them any more money. I am not going to use it. We're going to use the travel data when we're on the road in the camper. And no problem, we'll send you an email with all the instructions on how to ship the router back. Now remember I say you pay for the router? You do pay for the router, but when you want to cancel your service, you have to give them the router back. So I shipped the router back. I got email confirmation they received the router back. I got a second email confirmation my account was canceled. I got a third email confirmation that they credited my credit card back for that $129 I talked about that I paid in advance for the second month that we never used. I logged into my Nomad portal, and it also said I had no account because I had no service. So I was confident, right? We're done. We're absolutely done. Got no concerns in the world, right? We're using our travel data. We're happy as, you know, a pig in poop. And we're sitting here one day and the FedEx guy pulls up. And there's a lovely FedEx guy. And lo and behold, it's another Nomad router. Never asked for it. So I go in the chat program again, and I said, "What's up?" "Well, we knew you said you wanted to cancel your service, but we thought we might send you another router to try. Just plug it in and see if it works." I said, "No, I do not want your service. I made that abundantly clear in the first chat just a little bit, you know, a week ago." And I said, I'm done. I don't want the service. So they said they would send me an email, explain to me how to ship this one back, which they did do. I will admit, I did get that email 2 days ago. Yesterday, I got an email from my credit card company saying they've billed me for a month's service. So, yeah, I'm really happy with Nomad. I would highly recommend Nomad to anybody that wants it, if they like spending money for something that doesn't work. Best I can tell, what they're doing is they're buying up SIM cards, and they're connecting to the T-Mobile towers. I'm sort of guessing maybe without necessarily T-Mobile's permission. I'm not 100% sure how this is working behind the scenes. But my gut tells me that, look, if you have a T-Mobile phone and T-Mobile data, they're not going to let you use 500 gigabytes a month, for example. They're going to throttle you back at some point. And I have a feeling that what's happening is, at some point, the local T-Mobile tower sees that this particular SIM card has used so much data that they kick it out or do something. And then these guys have to get in and manipulate something in there to make it work again. So I'm not 100% sure, but for us, Nomad was just a no-go. Absolutely. This is the Labor Day weekend. I can't really do a lot about it. I did just chat with the friendly guy on the chat program again and asked him what the hell. And he said that he would pass it on to billing, and billing would get a hold of me. So we will see. Tuesday morning, I will be calling my credit card company. And if they cannot revert the charges between the two companies, I will cancel that card. They're not going to get another month on that card, I can promise you. I will send their router back, though. I will honor that. I did tell them I would do that. But just be really careful when you're out there looking for internet. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have had really good luck with Nomad. We did use the travel data to our trip to Tennessee. It worked very well. We had one outage on our trip, and we thought it was something to do with travel data. We did find out later that T-Mobile had a wide outage, and I believe that's what the problem actually was, because it came back after about an hour. So far we've had good success with that. Where we'll go in the future, I don't know. But for now, we're going to stick with the travel data as long as it works. They have a little slower plan that's like $53 a month, I believe. And that's probably what we're going to end up signing up for the camper, because we don't need a lot of speed. We just need enough to open our emails, upload a few videos to you guys, and stuff like that. So that's it in a nutshell. If you get any questions, or if you've had a good experience with Nomad, tell us about it down below. If you've had a bad experience, tell us that too. Maybe it's just us. I did not plug this router in to see if it'd work any better, because I don't want to keep throwing money into internet when I don't need it. So thanks for watching. Hope this helped you out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.